Hello students, good morning. Welcome to Vidya Setu, the YouTube channel of our school. Today we are going to continue with the same chapter, Force and Laws of Motion. In this chapter we have already completed the types of force and the first law of motion, which is also known as law of inertia. So now today we are going to study about momentum, second law of motion and third law of motion. So let's start our class. So students, momentum is the product of mass and velocity of a body. Okay. So momentum is equals to mass into multiply by velocity. So momentum is represented by P, small p we can say, and m for mass and v for velocity. Now when a body is at rest, it means when the body is not moving, so its velocity or speed we can say it is 0. So its momentum would also be 0. So for a body which is not moving, the momentum would be 0. And also momentum is a vector quantity. Vector quantity means it has both direction as well as magnitude. SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Kg is for mass, multiply by meter per second for velocity. Okay. Now we will see one question. A karate player can break a pile of tiles with a single blow of his hand. Why? Or we can say how? It is because when a karate player strikes the pile of tiles with his hand, the hand is moving very fast. The speed of hand is very high. So its momentum would be very large because speed is high. So the large momentum of the fast moving hand is reduced to 0. Okay, it is reduced to 0 in a very short period of time. And when the time is short, the force exerted would be very large. And due to the large force, the pile of tiles would easily be broken down. Alright, so due to the large momentum of the fast moving hand and short time, okay, the force exerted would be very large, which is sufficient to break the pile of tiles. If the karate player will move his hand very slowly, then he would increase the time period. Okay, so time period would increase and the force will automatically decrease. So for moving, so he moves his hand very fast to reduce the large momentum to 0 in a very short period of time. Now second law of motion. So according to second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and it takes place in the direction of force. Okay, so force is directly proportional to change in momentum divided by time taken. If time taken would be large, then force exerted would be very small. If time taken would be short, then force would be very large. Okay, so change in momentum. Change in momentum means when a body is at high momentum and suddenly its momentum is decreased to 0 or its momentum is reduced. So that is known as change in momentum. So change in momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. Alright, and time taken. So mathematical formulation of second law of motion. For this, what we have to do? We will consider a body of mass m. We have one body whose mass is m and it has an initial velocity. It is moving with certain velocity which is u. So the initial momentum would be mu. Now a force F, it acts on the body for the time period t. Now its velocity changes from u to v. So final momentum would be mv. Okay, initially its speed was u, but now its speed has changed to v. So its momentum would be m into v. So thus change in momentum. Change in momentum means final momentum minus initial momentum. So mv minus mu. According to Newton's second law of motion, force is directly proportional to change in momentum upon divided by time taken. So F is equals to mv minus mu, because this is the change in momentum, divided by t. So we will take m common here and we will now obtain v minus u upon t. But v minus u upon t, final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken. This is known as acceleration. So we can write here F is directly proportional to m into a, mass into acceleration. Then for after removing the sign of proportionality, we will have to write a constant here. So constant would be k. So F is equals to m a, and a would be F divided by m. So Newton's second law of motion gives us a relationship between the force applied and acceleration produced in a body. If we apply more force, then more acceleration would be produced, and if we apply less force, then less acceleration would be produced. Now we will discuss some application of second law of motion. So a cricket player moves his hands backwards on catching a fast cricket ball. Whenever a cricket player catches a fast ball, then he moves his hands backward. Why does this happen? A fast moving cricket ball has a large momentum because the speed of the ball is very high, so its momentum would be very large. So in stopping the ball, if the ball has to be stopped, the momentum has to be reduced to 0. Now when a cricket player moves his hands backwards on catching a fast ball, then the time taken to reduce the momentum of the ball to 0 is increased. For catching the ball or for stopping the ball, the momentum has to be reduced to 0. Now if you increase the time for for reducing this momentum, then if you increase the time, then force would be less. But if the time would be very small, then the large force would be exerted on the hands of the cricket player. So the cricket player increases the time and reduces the force. Okay, so when force is reduced, the hands of the cricket player would not be hurt. But if the cricket player just catches the ball, in this case, the cricket player has reduced the large momentum of the ball to 0 in a very short period of time. Time is short, so force would be very large and he would get hurt. Now second is the case of high jumper. So during athletics meet, a high jumping athlete is provided either with a cushion or a heap of sand to jump upon. Because the cushion is soft, or we can say the sand is also soft, so being soft, the sand and cushion reduces the athlete's momentum gently by increasing the time. When a high jumper falls on the soft cushion or heap of sand, then the jumper takes long time to come to stop. Okay, due to this, the rate of change of momentum is less, and because of this a smaller force act on the body of athlete and the athlete would not get hurt. If suppose a high jumping athlete fall from a height on a hard ground, then his momentum will be reduced to 0 in a very short time, and due to short time more force will be act on the body. More force will act on the body of the athlete or the jumper and he would get hurt. Okay students, so These were the application of Newton's second law of motion. Students, the use of seat belts in car is also based on the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, the slightly stretchable seat belts are used in the cars. They are worn by the passengers of the car. Now, what is the use of these seat belts? These stretchable seat belts, they increase the time taken to reduce the momentum of the passengers during an accident. Now, in a car accident, a fast running car stops suddenly. Due to this, large momentum of car is reduced to zero in a very short period of time. Okay. Now these stretchable seat belts, they increase the time taken and thus they reduce the force which is acting on the passenger, and due to less force they might not get much injured. Now let us study about the Newton's third law of motion. According to Newton's third law of motion, to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Whenever one body exerts a force on another body, then the second body also exerts an equal but opposite force on the first body. Now various examples of third law of motion are: we are able to walk, swim, due to the action and reaction. We apply the force of our feet on the ground. Similarly, the ground will also apply some force on our feet, and thus due to this we are able to walk. During swimming, we apply the force of our hands on water in the backward direction, and the water would apply equal force on our body but in the forward direction. Recoiling of gun is also an example of Newton's third law of motion. Whenever a bullet is fired from the gun, the bullet would exert a force on the gun. Similarly, the gun would exert a force on the bullet, and the bullet would also exert a force on the gun, and thus the gun will recoil backwards. Flying of jet aeroplanes and rockets. The case of hose pipe. Hose pipe is the pipe of water which is used for extinguishing fires. These hose pipes are used in the fire brigades. The case of horse pulling a cart. Whenever a horse pulls a cart, the horse is applying a force on the cart. Okay, and similarly the cart is also exerting an equal and opposite force on the horse. How does a horse pulls a cart? So for pulling a cart or moving a cart, the horse bends forward and pushes the ground with its feet. So when the forward reaction to the backward push of the horse is greater than the opposing frictional force on the wheels, and the cart would move. Okay students, so this was all about the Newton's second law of motion and Newton's third law of motion. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.